Today we are going to be learning, how to make a guessing game. Okay, so it's pretty simple. This really should have been the second video, but I wanted to do the dialogue-based game before this. So the guessing game is very simple. All it is a bunch of variables, and if the line or X contains this, then do that. And the reason I did actually the other ones first is because there's certain things like ignoring white spaces and setting X to text returned that I need to go over. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to we're going to make a number game. Okay, so one chunk at a time, we're going to say, boom, set A to this, set B to this, set C to this, and so on. Okay, so if you need to type this down, pause the video. Otherwise, keep watching. Okay, so the next line that we're actually going to do is the set text return to pick a number between 1 and 10. And this one is a bit different. It's a bit more complex. And so we say compile. Okay, so all this was is say set X to text returned of display dialog. So display this dialog, pick a number between 1 and 10. Default answer is that. Okay, now here's the new part. Buttons. Okay, so we specified the program to only have one button. That button is okay. Now we could add more than two. We could add like 7, literally. But there's no real point for the simple programs that you're going to be making with AppleScript. Alright, and then default button 1. Whenever you do buttons, you have to put default button. I don't know why. It just is that way. Okay. So after that, then you add the guess what. Can anybody guess it before I say it? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's right. Ignoring white spaces. And that. Very simple. Shut up. Okay, so and then also remember at the end, this is something I just forget all the time, is that you gotta put it way down here. You have to say and ignoring and ignoring. Okay, so now let's do the body of the guessing game. So let's put the first part, and I'll have to explain this. If X, let me compile it. Oh, I can't. Okay. If X contains A, so if X this contains A, which I believe is, yeah, A. There it is. If it contains A, which is 1, then display dialog too low. Now, what we're going to do next is else statements. So we got to say else if it contains this, then put too low, because that's B, that's 2. Okay, and then you say end if. This is important. You have to say end if. Okay, so let's test this out. Pick a number. Let's pick 1. Let me pull this into the screen, it says too low. And the same thing it'll say for B, which is 2. Okay, and then the next thing you have to add is 3 and 4. So, boom, there you go. Compile 3 and 4. And I'll have the script in the description for those who are slower. Okay. And then let me add these last 2. And you can see these are in stanzas. And I'll try to make them formatted to a stanza form in the description also. Okay, and then we can just get rid of all that, and hopefully it'll work now. And if we say compile, good. Okay, so just notice these end ifs. These are important, end if, and there's a stanza and whatever in between. Okay, so this is the basic script, and you've learned it, and I'll put it into the description. So let's run it now. Let me pull this into the screen. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Okay, let's say the answer is 5, so let's test that out. 5. And then it says correct. Okay. And so if you're thinking I'm going too fast, it's simple. It's just repetition, repetition, patterns, patterns. That's all this is, except when it comes to E, that E is 5, therefore it's correct. Okay. So I'll be back next time with another, maybe a database. Yeah, I'll go over the database next time, and then I'll go over just some simpler stuff like launcher apps, launcher scripts, and a search script for like YouTube, and then I will be done for this. Okay, you guys can find some more stuff, but this is all you need, main things you need to do to start actually making some AppleScript things, AppleScript programs. Now, I mean, if you want to go more into depth, more into the major hardcore programming, which I advise against, because this is Python. Excuse me, this is not Python. This is AppleScript. It's made to teach you how to start using it. Now, one thing that you might be wondering, what's going on with no terminal? Well, you don't really need terminal because you're using this program AppleScript. When we get into Pythons, which will be the next thing I'll get into, you'll be using terminal all the time because you won't have a run button. You'll have run in terminal. Therefore, you have to run it in terminal. Okay, so these are just really for some beginners that need to be introduced to AppleScript, which is just basically getting your mind around programming. So I'll be back in like, I don't know, 3 minutes with my other videos. So yeah, see ya.